Hello, 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 Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you out of the top of the Eiffel Tower, and man, it's a bitch to walk up here. You know, then I looked down and I saw this elevator, and I thought, God, I should have seen that at the bottom. Climbing on all these things makes a mess of my hands. Anyway, I wanted to do an additional video because I think, and then things come back up, and I go, geez, you know, maybe that's it, maybe. And I'm like you, you know, I like to look at life and investigate and look at philosophy and project how things might be. Anyway, I put a video on that the Mormon Church, state of Utah, same thing, hired this guy from a law firm, I think in Washington, D.C. You can look it up below. I don't need to document this. It's documented already. And they're going to pay him $200,000 to take the gay marriage appeal into the 10th District Court. Well, this guy seems like a pretty sharp guy. He graduated, I think, from BYU and then got his law degree at Yale, which is an Ivy League college, so he's no dummy. And he's specialized in appellate court cases. I don't know if he's qualified to be into the Supreme Court as an attorney or not. That hasn't been mentioned. But anyway, the stuff that has been mentioned is in the back of my mind, and being bipolar, it just churns and churns until something comes out. Well, here's what came out. I entered law school in Ventura, California, Ventura Law School, and I took a couple of courses, family law. I got A's in those, and then I took a couple of basic first-year law classes. Well, it was expensive, and it was hard. It was hard. And I only lasted, whatever, 4 months or something, and then I quit. Now, there's a couple of reasons I quit. One is I was too stupid. That's the top reason. Now, the top reason is that I realized that it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Morality has no case. It has no case law at all. Bad people get away with stuff. Good people go to jail. And when I realized that the law represented that, and I had to be able to defend both sides equally, I didn't want to spend that kind of money to finish law school. I've been in court several times, not as an attorney, as my own idiot attorney, but I've won most of them. I've won all of them except one, now I think about it. Anyway, this guy is from a very prestigious law firm out there in Washington, I think it's D.C. area, and you know, when you're with a prestigious law firm in Washington, D.C., you're making some good money. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy didn't make, good Lord, I'm going to say $400,000 a year. And he's part of the law firm. I mean, there's like 20 other guys in there, and they all collude together, and they help each other, and they become references and resources for each other. And it's hard to get hired by a good law firm. They don't take everybody. They don't take everybody at all. So, you know, this is a prestigious guy, and you would think he wouldn't have shit for brains. Well, he does. He quit. He quit the law firm. Now, when you take how much time it takes you to go to law school, how much money, I had a son-in-law graduated from Duke University. I think his student loans were like $150,000 when he graduated. Yale, I couldn't even imagine. So you spend all that time, you pass the bar, and then you start going to law firms and trying to find somebody who will mentor you and coach you and help you along the way. Well, he did all that. And I don't know if he was a partner in that law firm. I doubt it. I think he was just an employee. Well, anyway, he decided to quit. This is Mormon thinking. This makes sense to Mormons. And he said, well, I have many of my family living in Utah, and I feel it's my duty, guilt, duty, to defend the state of Utah in the courts. So he gave up a real job with real benefits and real prestige and real power. Now, here's what I think happened. Bards tell stories. They're based upon the most amount of truth we have at the time. Here's my story. The state of Utah started calling around looking for a law firm to defend them, and they said, we'll pay you $2 million. The legitimate law firms go, you got a loser there, guys. We don't want our name attached to that losing case. It's going to go down in history. We don't want to be the attorneys that stood up for idiocy. So they couldn't find a reasonable law firm, even if they paid him $2 million. Every law firm says, we ain't taking that one. We're going to be in front of the Supreme Court, and they're going to look at us and think we got shit for brains that we're representing such a stupid gay marriage bill. So, here's how the Mormon Church in the state of Utah collude with each other. Somebody knew this guy over in the Washington law firm, and it's his old stake president, or his old mission president, or his son went into the Philippine missions, and the guy helped them there. They're all tangled like a web of evil. So somebody in the Mormon Church at the high office up there called, and they said, hey, Henry, I don't know what his name is, we need a law firm to defend us, and you guys are good, and you're good, and we'd like you to be heading up that lawsuit. And he went in and said, well, you go into your boss and see if you guys will take it. So this guy, the Mormon, goes into his boss, and his boss said, you got shit for brains? We told them, we don't want this. We don't want to even have our name associated with it. So he comes back and he talks to the general authority, and the general authority says, well, Frankie. Now, see, he has a different name every time. That's the way Mormons are. They get new names all the time. So anyway, he says, Frankie, what'd he say? He said, well, he told me I have shit for brains. But I think he meant you. So anyway, the general authority says to Mikey, I told you they change names all the time, listen, we have a deal for you. First of all, you're a Mormon. And you know Mormons are supposed to donate all of their time, talents, and energies to the building up of Zion and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's what the temple says. That's exactly the statement out of the temple. And we need your help. And we know $200,000, you make more than that in a year, but you're going to take it at a discount because we got so much tithing from you anyway. So we want you to take it and go back and tell your boss you're going to take it. So Jeffrey goes back into the boss and goes, hey, the Mormon Church wants me to take it. And the boss looks at Colburn and he says, listen, your ass is out of here. You're fucking, oh, can't say fucking, you're fired. You are fired. Get a box and take your shit out of here. So now this Yale attorney has no copy machine. He's got no secretaries. He's got no Westlaw. He has no associates around him who are expert in this area. He doesn't have an office. So he's sitting down at McDonald's in the back with a computer, and he's going to defend the Mormon Church in the Supreme Court. Well, I'm sure the Mormon Church said, hey, don't worry about it, Obasan, we're going to take care of you, and if you lose the case, we're probably going to castrate you, but if you do your good job, you won't need that law firm. We're going to make you a general authority, and you'll get general money from the people. So anyway, that's the barge story. Nobody would take this case. A legitimate law firm doesn't even have the license or the expertise to go in front of the Supreme Court. Evidently, this guy did. He's a Mormon. He's willing to do it at a discount and lose his job. It's a cult. It's a cult, folks. And that's what I think happened. And I think as the facts come out, you'll see this attorney now has no resources. No resources to go in front of the Supreme Court. It would cost $200,000 a day to practice in front of the Supreme Court. And all he has is $200,000 worth of tithing money? So I know you want me to separate out Utah from the Mormon Church, but you know, it's twiddly-dee and twiddly-dum working together. So anyway, this is the Bard. I'm wishing you health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews. And take a look at this and see what you think. Thanks.